Hi everyone, Ann Butler here with Bellacraft Publishing. We are so happy to be back here for another Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and this week is our interview week. The fourth Wednesday of every month, we do an interview, and I am so excited about our guest. Lisa is not here today. She is actually on vacation for real. She is up in the mountains for 3 weeks, and I said, just take the time off. You know, usually she brings all of her stuff and does her projects from the trailer. And it was like, just take some time off. You need it. You need a break. We all need a break sometime. Hi, Sarah. So I told her, you know, I got it. And this week is so easy. For those of you that were here last week, I will announce the winner of the giveaway at the end of EllyMae's interview. And last week was the launch of my brand new art foamy set. Hi, Jeannie. So we have 8 6-inch quilt type foam stamps with art foamies. And we have a set of 3 stitches. And KP was on last week with me. And KP is the owner of Art Foamies. She did a lot of mixed media. Hi, Isabelle. She did a lot of mixed media. And I did more on fabric. And you can see here, this is 3 blocks across and 2 down, and I quilted it. So, I mean, it's so easy to do. You use fabric paint or pigment ink. I use pigment ink a lot because it is machine washable after you heat set it. And then, like, I have this big one. I mean, it's just, they're just so much fun. And when those stamps are 6 inches, they're easy to fill up a whole surface. So you can easily create a quilt. You can do pillows. You can do backgrounds for cards. There's all sorts of things. So you'll want to check those out. But I will announce the winner of the $25 gift card at the end of this live. Hi, Angie. But for now, I am going to bring in Miss EllyMae. And there she is.
Hello.
For those of you that do not know her, she is EllyMae Habets, and she is the owner of Silhouette Secrets website. Mm-hmm. She has been troubleshooting for Silhouette for 6, 7?
Since 2016, I've been teaching. And so that troubleshooting for Silhouette users.
So 8 years. Mm-hmm. And her Facebook page has like 50,000 people in it.
I think we're topping 56,000 right now.
Yeah. I mean,
worldwide.
That is huge. Yes. That's huge. And it's a lot to handle. But it's really cool because they come to her for the answers. So that's cool. And she is also like an ambassador for Siser, yes. Which when you guys see Siser, you're going to think it's Siser. That's what everybody says. It's Siser, but Siser. And their machines are Romeo and Juliet. I love it.
Yes. That's so exciting.
So cool. That is so cool. So we're going to start off by EllyMae just telling you all a little bit about herself, how she got started. And while she's doing that, I pulled up some of her links. I'm going to post them in here so you guys can follow her.
Okay. Well, I am a crafter at heart. I have to say that I can't believe I've been in this industry that has changed so much for almost 20 years now. That shocked me when I added up the time that I've been in it. I started, I've always been crafty because my mom was crafty and she shared that with me. We cross-stitched. I do a lot of self-taught things like I self-taught myself crochet. My mom tried to teach me, but it's really hard to teach.
Well,
some people.
Are you right-handed?
I am right-handed.
See, I'm left-handed and my daughters are right-handed.
And that's really makes it difficult. And now I'm on the other end of it. I have 3 kids and two daughters who have asked to learn to crochet. And I'm like, I don't know how to teach you because it's one of those things where a lot of things I do are self-taught. So I just do it. And I don't do it well the first time. I mess up, but I keep going. So as far as this industry, I started with, when we moved to Kansas, some friends invited me to scrapbook with them. And so I did paper scrapbooking for many years, card making. And then I got into digital scrapbooking. So then that started my journey on the technical side of things. Self-taught Photoshop, which was very difficult. There was not a whole lot out there.
I was self-taught too.
But it also paved the way for me to learn. I started with the cutting machines with a Cricut, and I literally ran that thing into the ground. Mine sparked and then it was dead. But I had used it for so much that it was very well used. And then eventually I ended up winning a silhouette portrait in a digital scrapbooking contest. Of all things to win a cutting machine ad, it was a digital contest. And that just started the journey with silhouette. And then one thing led to another. And now we have Siser cutting machines. I have a Glowforge laser machine. I get into sublimation. And, it's one of those things, and I know that we were just talking before we got onto the live about shiny things, and we really don't need any more hobbies, but oh, look, there's a shiny thing.
We love them all.
Yes. And
we just,
and I love to learn.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing. I was actually listening to somebody on YouTube this last week about hating the term expert. I really do not like to be called an expert, and I don't usually call myself an expert because it really, to me, that means that you don't have anything left to learn. And I'm always learning something new. I don't know it all about any of it, and I just try and play buttons. So I am from a very, very small town in Montana, born and raised on a horse and cattle ranch. And we had less than 200 people in my town. So
my size.
I graduated with 9 other kids. And if you told me back then that I would be on YouTube and teaching in front of people, I'd never believe it. Or even lives. A year ago, I probably wouldn't. It'd be really hard to do a live. But as you'll see, the color creeps up into my face. And so it's just, one thing has led to another. And I've met so many fabulous people. I met Anne last year at Wallapalooza in July. So, it's just, I love meeting the people. I love connecting, and I love being able to share crafts. And I use it. I use the machines. I don't just teach it. I am a crafter. You can see behind me, I have different projects. This project here, I actually taught at the Bellicon, which you need to join next year. It was amazing. So Anne hosts the Bellicon, and it's a virtual event, so you can join in from anywhere. And I had so much fun. I was amazed at all the tips and tricks that I picked up, just the little bits and pieces. So that's a little bit about me.
I want to ask you a question, because Isabelle asked, when you crochet, do you crochet with cotton, wool, wire, or other fibers?
Yarn.
I know that's what she was going to say.
Now, I will say my daughter got a crochet kit, and it had yarn in it, and it was terrible. So I just go to Joann's, or I think Joann's is about the only place around us that carries a selection.
They have a good selection.
Yeah. So I try to get the brand names, which I can't even think of right now. But
there's Red Heart.
Red Heart is a good one that I've used. I can't say I'm a quality crocheter, so I don't really go the high end of yarns and things like that. I've also knitted some with the chunkier yarn and things like that. So it's just really, I guess, whatever thing that is shiny at the moment, I'll crochet for a couple months, and then I'll be on to something else.
Well, it's like at night. So my husband would prefer I wasn't in my studio.
Right.
When he's like, we have dinner, and then, so even if we're just sitting watching a movie together, I'm working on something. He's okay with that.
Right.
But he would rather just have me around, I guess. I don't know. But, I always have to be working on something.
I do too. So I'll crochet for a time period. Biggest part of me is I like to learn something and I like to be successful at it eventually, even though I'm not at the beginning.
Mhm.
My daughter had this bumblebee pattern and I had to sit down and I had to just do it over and over and over again until I got it. And then I had to make another one because I got it right the first time, got one right. So now I have two little bumblebees that have just been, now they just sit next to me next to my recliner. They haven't moved since I did it. And I haven't picked up the yarn again since, but it's just one of those things. I like you, I have to be busy doing something. And if I'm not putting cards together or doing something like that, I'm Pinteresting while I'm watching TV.
I'm editing photos. I'm doing something, my husband will look over and say, "Are you working?"
Yeah.
No, I'm looking at pictures.
Right.
Editing photos isn't really working, even though I need to edit them.
Right. Well, it kind of is, but I'm like,
but it's a fun work. I mean, sometimes there's fun things, or like if I'm in Photoshop and I'm designing my new stamps.
Yes.
To me, that's fun. It's relaxing. And I can do that anywhere.
Right.
So, but yeah, to stay busy.
Yes. And that's what I do with Pinterest to me, it is working, but it's getting ideas and it's getting the creative, getting past that creative block. Or I've been working on the same project all day and recording that and just thinking of some more ideas for future.
You never know what's going to spark that interest.
Right. And that's like where these came from, leather work. Can I do that with the Siser cutting machines? And yes, I can. It didn't work the first time and it didn't work the first few times, but I just do it until I am successful. And sometimes I just have to give up too. So
did you engrave on the leather too with the Siser?
I did. So Siser came out with the Easy Crease and Easy Etch tool. And I actually have used both of those on leather, and it's very similar to tooling with leather. It does kind of scrape the surface of a tooling leather, and so then the dye can settle down into it. So
I'm going to make you big for a minute so we can maybe see.
Yeah,
here. Put it up a little closer.
Let's see if my camera will focus on that.
Oh, my.
And it's not the best picture, but
no, but you can see it. So that's very cool.
Yeah. So leatherworking has always kind of been, my dad used to do it when I was growing up. And, you have leatherworking on saddles, which I grew up riding horses and all kinds of things like that. So it's always been something that I'm not an expert at. Never will be. I have a problem with, I haven't really ever like hand tooled. I've punched it a few times.
Yeah.
But I have I like everything very linear and if I'm coloring a mandala, if I mess up and I color the wrong section, I'm like, I'm done. I can't fix it. I can't. So tooling by hand on leather, I'm always amazed at the patterns that they do and everything, but getting it so perfect, and you have to practice. I know, but I still have a hard time doing that. So, yep.
See, I believe it has to be something you really want to learn and you can learn it.
Right.
I think anybody can be taught.
Yes.
Anything.
I agree.
But if you're not interested, you're just not going to learn it because you don't care.
Right.
So yeah. I mean, perfect things. I love quick and easy, yet I want it to look complicated.
I know.
I mean, I don't want to spend, I have, and I do quilt, and I will spend months on a quilt.
Right.
But I really like the gratification of stamping out a quilt and having it done in a weekend.
Right.
Quilted, binding, everything.
Yes. Yes, I agree.
So it's kind of like.
I think you need a balance of both. Because if you do the long-term projects like this leatherworking, I can't even tell you how many hours I have into testing with the Siser machine and the tool with it and how much leather it's not a waste because it's a learning experience. But I kept going, and then I haven't really touched that since I got all the successful. I got the videos out on YouTube on the Swift Creek Customs YouTube channel. Those are out there, and I have so many ideas, but it took me so long to do that. Now I'm like, okay, I need some quick, easy projects to, get those finished. And I think that helps to continue your creativity and your energy.
Yes. I'll have to get your link for your Swift Creek. I don't have that one on my page.
That's okay. If you just search on YouTube for whoever's watching, just Swift Creek Customs, it should pop right up. So I'll explain that just a little bit, because it can get kind of confusing. I have been teaching Silhouette users since 2016, and I go under Silhouette Secrets, and then my Facebook group is Silhouette Secrets with EllyMae. The group, as Anne had mentioned, is almost 56,000 members currently worldwide. And when I started working with Siser cutting machines about a year and a half ago, I think is when it was actually July 2 years ago, I got the message from my friend Tony and asking if I wanted to attend the launch in Italy. And I was just, I didn't have a passport. I never traveled outside the US. I was just kind of shocked. It all worked out, and I love it because I've been teaching Silhouette users since 2016, and I know a lot. I don't know everything, but I know a lot, but I also like a challenge. And so when Siser came out with this machine, it's new software that's growing, and it's new machines, and it was a challenge to me. So that sparked that creative, energy in me. And so, but I did not feel that I could take that to my Silhouette Secrets community. I had that happen to me in the past with people who were card makers, and they switched businesses, and then they were just promoting like Beachbody or things like that. And so automatically their entire audience was now bombarded with their new business.
Yeah,
and
no, that's not good.
I didn't think that would be good. And we had started Swift Creek Customs, my husband and I, because we are both hobbyists, and he is great with certain different hobbies. He does woodworking and all kinds of things, and we wanted to share that as well. So everything as far as Siser and other things, Glowforge, everything that's not specific to Silhouette is out there on the Swift Creek Customs.
I got the link. I put it in.
Okay. I didn't pull any of the Facebook or the YouTube up, so I wasn't looking off to the side and getting distracted. So I'm just looking at you, Anne.
Well, I figured you're talking. I can just go in there and grab it. So
yeah. So
I have both her Silhouette Secrets YouTube and her Swift Creek Customs. So depending upon what you're interested in. Now, right. Siser has beautiful, sleek machines.
Yes, they do.
Right? I mean, they're just like, wow.
Yes.
Impressive.
I couldn't even put decals on them because I didn't want to mess up the machines. They are, so on the Siser side of things, when I was first introduced to me, I spoke with the owner of Siser, Johan, and he said they were trying to romanticize a cutting machine. And when you first hear that, it is very, very strange to hear. And then if you have the chance to hear the backstory and you get to see these machines in person, it's a lot. They're putting in their family history basically into the life of Siser and the life of the cutting machines. And it is really an interesting story behind it and why they chose the names they did and the company in general. So, that is just, the machines are just fantastic looking and stand out.
And their design platform is called
Leonardo Design Studio. And it is growing. We don't start out as advanced in anything that we do. And that even comes into the play when you are a new cutting machine on the market, and their software is the same way. So they are growing, and it has been great to be along that journey with them as they introduce new stuff, and they're listening to the users in what might be the best tools for the software or how they're going to use them. So it is neat to see this process.
I was in Joann's yesterday, or on Monday, because I had to get something done to the truck. So I went to the mall, and there was the Romeo and there was the Juliet. And it was like, It's nice to see them in store too.
Yeah.
You know, I hadn't
Slowly,
seen them before.
yeah, slowly
In store, I've seen them before, but I hadn't seen
Right.
them in the stores.
Right. Yeah. They come slower to retail stores in some cases. You know, the retail world is a whole different side of things when you get into it. Part of what I've enjoyed about this whole process since I started with teaching Silhouette is learning both sides of it, because as a user, you only see one aspect of it. But then once you get into and start talking with people and developing relationships with people, then you start to learn, you know, what is the side on the manufacturing side and what is the side on the retail side. And I am not a salesperson. So I just enjoy teaching people. And that's part of the process, is learning what goes on behind the scenes with the companies, and how do products end up on the shelf in Joann's and Michael's.
Yeah.
It's not always the companies that, you know, like Siser, who has the final say in that, or where they are put on the shelf, or, you know, so all kinds of interesting things.
Yeah. But yeah, it's nice to be able to go in and see them. You know, if you haven't, you should.
Yeah.
Because those are two pretty cool machines. And Silhouette recently came out with a newer machine too.
Actually, it's been 9 months, I think. We are actually getting almost out to the year mark. But yes, they came out with the Silhouette Cameo 5 and the Silhouette Curio 2. And I have videos on the Silhouette Secrets YouTube channel as far as those. And I have some classes out there as well for the Silhouette on my Teachable site. And yeah, they're just newer models. They can do a little bit different things. They came out with a electrostatic bed, which is pretty sweet, I have to say. It does not use the sticky cutting mat. And you can,
which would be nice.
yeah, it holds everything together with an electrostatic charge. So if you think of a balloon and you rub it on your head and it sticks to, you know, your head for a little bit at least, that electrostatic charge is what holds the materials while they're being cut. And so then you don't have to peel it off of a sticky mat. So, you know, I think every single company, cutting machine company out there, every machine has its pluses and minuses.
Yes.
You know, I started with Cricut. They were on the first into the major crafting market. I started back when they had the cartridges that you put into the machine, and when they had the disc, the CD for Design Studio. And I put that software through the paces. So I've worked with every Cricut and Silhouette and Siser. I haven't got into the more professional machines because I don't have any use for those. I'm not a seller, so I can't use it that way. But each one has their own benefits and their own minuses too in what you do with them. So
that's true. I mean, I guess I just love the whole concept of the Siser company. You know, just because it's family owned. I love that. I love the names of their machines and their products. Isabelle is over in Scotland, and she has not seen the Romeo, but she has seen the Juliet in Hobbycraft.
Okay. So, yep.
Nice to know.
Interesting to me, you know, I've talked about the market and the retailers here in the US, and that is also completely different internationally as well. So, you know, they get products at different times than we do in the US. And so that is one of them. You see the Juliet in some of the stores over there in Hobbycraft, and not Romeo yet, or it's coming. It's just sometimes more delayed. And in some countries, they have more laws and regulations than we do. Yes. Where they have to get past those.
Yes, that's very true. Yeah.
Anyone who's sold anything internationally will know what I'm talking about there. And I don't even know that much about it, just that they exist.
Okay, so let's talk about both YouTube channels. First, we'll talk about your Silhouette one.
Okay.
On there, I'm sure you have hundreds of videos.
Yes, a couple hundred now.
And they're all geared toward the Silhouette machine. Like
pretty much.
Projects, how to do something.
Yes. My main focus is the Silhouette software. because I think it is very powerful. And so a lot of my tutorials and my classes are very heavy into the Silhouette software. A lot of times the users are what drives my videos, or how I get the ideas for the video. Somebody will ask a question and I will just get on and do the video, and then I'll put it out on YouTube. I am slower to the YouTube game just because I had little kids, then COVID hit, and I had kids at home that were there for a year and a half with COVID, in the schools, and we were shut down. So I was homeschooling them. So that's not really a very good environment for doing YouTube videos. So I'm, getting into it. I have written tutorials on my blog since 2016. But I'm slowly gaining more into the video side of things, and everybody learns a little bit different. Some like written and some like video. So,
well, the design software, I own it. I do not own a Silhouette.
Yes.
But I did buy that program because it is that good.
Yes. And it can be used for a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, I use it to do SVGs, and I use it to design certain things I don't want to do in Photoshop.
Right.
I love Photoshop and I use it all the time, but sometimes it's quicker to just go into the Silhouette design studio.
And then on the other hand, there's times, I'm a heavy Silhouette studio user, but I will use Photoshop for, just adding my logo to my photos, because it's much easier to do in Photoshop than it is Silhouette. So, it's just like the cutting machine. Pros and cons. Every program has their pros and cons. So it's great. The best thing for anyone is to be able to know multiple things, multiple programs. You don't have to know everything, because I don't know Illustrator. I don't know Corel Draw. Those are a little more advanced than I want to get into, or to teach. So
to teach it, I know Illustrator enough to, when I have to do something, I can go in, I can figure out, I can do it, and then I won't touch it for 6 months. Like I did some dies and they had to be in Illustrator. They couldn't be in Photoshop.
Right.
And it did. I sat there for 2 or 3 weeks and I got them done, and but I don't use it often enough. I use InDesign all the time.
Right.
So but the Silhouette software, it was a no-brainer because it was a one-time purchase.
Yes.
I bought the business edition. It was one time. I own it, and
it's nice. There's a lot you can do in the program.
Well, and like Cricut, because I have a Cricut too. I have a Maker, but if I design something in there, it's not like I can make a copy of it and have. So that's frustrating.
Yes. Every company has their own, they have their own pros and cons, and Cricut's is that they have everything within their software. They've always been that way. It's always, before I even started. So I started probably around 2006, 2007 with the Cricut. And it was like that before.
It was.
Day one of their software, it has been that way.
And it's fine because you can do a lot in that software too. But if I want to create something, I don't create it in there.
Right.
I create it somewhere else and upload it to there to cut it.
Yes. All kinds of options.
Yeah. Okay. So now on your Swift Creek Customs.
Yes.
You do the Siser videos, and what else?
Well, in general, it started out before I even knew about Siser. I started about April 2 years ago. Just because my husband said, I think we need to do this. And then he was like, I don't have time to do this. He got really busy at work. And so he's like, we should do some videos together. So if you go back to the very beginning of the videos, I have a little over 100 videos. I don't know for sure the exact number, but at the very beginning, you'll see a couple videos with both of us in it. And my husband is a very on the spot, like he can think of things and say things like right away. I am the one that I'll think of things 3 hours later and I'll be like, I should have said that on the live with Anne. I don't think on the spot often. Sometimes once in a while I'll get there. So it's really Swift Creek Customs in general name so that we can do whatever we would like to share. That was the whole idea with it. However, it's Siser teaching Siser users has kind of taken over at this point. You'll see a lot of Siser videos and tutorials, over 100 Siser tutorials right now out there. And again, that's really driven by either things that I'm working on myself and I'm learning in the software, or it's questions that other members in my Facebook group for Siser have asked, or just techniques I'm seeing people asking a lot of questions about. Like I said, Siser, the Leonardo Design Studio software, is growing. So there's always new things that are coming out. Or I think everybody gets so comfortable doing the same things in the same way all the time. We don't really think about the different ways you can do it. So when I see a new technique taught, usually I've seen a few things taught by Patrick at Siser when I'm watching their lives for the Siser North America. And I'm like, whoa, where's that been the whole time? And I just didn't click the right button. So, and everybody does it a little bit different. So,
They do.
you know, everybody's thought process is a little bit different. And the same thing with learning. So it's, you know, you can probably say the same thing 5 different ways and teach it that way too. So, so that is the main thing. So you'll see sometimes we'll get in there with a different video, like Glowforge. We might do something on the Glowforge. It just depends. I have a lot of video footage for both Silhouette and for Siser, but actually getting it edited and put out onto out there,
That is the worst.
It is. It's I really enjoy creating the process. I do like to edit videos as well, but it's trying to get it all done all at the same time can be very overwhelming. And I'd rather just go film
in 20 minutes, 45 minutes, however long the video is. But if you have to edit and cut things out, it can take 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
You know, easy. I mean, because I did a short a few weeks ago and I wanted it to be a short, but while I was doing everything, I just filmed the entire time when I went over and die cut. So I had to cut all this out.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Yeah. So for the last 2 or 3 years, I think these virtual summits have been, you know, big because we haven't really been able to go to in-person events. That's how it originally started. Now there's more, but it's really expensive to host an in-person event. So I've been teaching at a lot of these virtual summits, and they have your classes are 20 to 30 minutes long. Well, that is very difficult for me because I usually teach step by step. And I explain a lot about the process as we go through so that you're learning about the different tools. So trying to condense that down, even an hour that you've recorded, condensing it to 20 to 30 minutes without losing something, that is a challenge for me. And it takes me the longest.
Right. It is.
But I'm getting better,
Well, that's good. I mean, you know, because and yes, in person is what Bellicon used to be.
Right.
And I love it and I miss it. And I am planning a Bellicon Camp for this fall, which will be in person.
Yay.
It's going to be smaller. It's not going to be for 180 people like it was originally at Mall of America. It's going to be smaller. But yeah, I miss that in person.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yes, there's goods and bads to both of them.
There is. I mean, virtual is great here for everybody that can be there. I mean, Isabelle is here and she's in Scotland and she was at, you know, I mean, so for people that can't get to, it is perfect. And I'm still doing Bellicon next spring as always, and it will be virtual, but we're planning a little smaller event for about 40 people.
Great.
And it's like, I'm missing that.
Yeah, there's something about being able to be with others and getting ideas from them. Like I said, we all do things differently. And so you may see somebody do a technique differently in person and it just starts the wheels spinning and you never know what you'll end up with.
I know, and it's good for them too. you know, so it's just different. But
Yeah.
so we also want to let you guys know that EllyMae is working on an ebook with us.
Yes, I am.
And it is for the software for Siser.
For the machines. The first one is for the machines.
For the machines. Well, I meant the software. I meant the
Yes.
the machines. Yes. How to use the machines. Yes.
Yes.
Future book will be the software.
Yes. Once it grows a little bit better, it's baby steps with the Siser Lilina. There's a lot of things changing, so we don't want to put out information like publish stuff right now and then have it change the next week.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But there's so much to learn about these machines. It's good to have a playbook, a how-to book, a guide that you can just pull up when you have those questions with the pictures and go, oh, that's how you do it. And because those machines are so sleek and beautiful, we figured it needed a book to go with it.
Yes.
For sure.
So excited about that. The book has been in process for almost a year now. It's just been timing wise with how everything has progressed, and sharing how a user can get started right out of the box with the machine. So that is my goal there. And it is with permission from Siser. We have covered all of our, crossed our T's and dotted our I's, and we're excited about that. I just got
a blessing. Yes.
Yeah. Just have to get it finished up and it'll be ready sometime soon.
Well, but we're thinking fall, not, because everybody is busy. Everybody has lives. And when we do ebooks with our authors, we're easily adaptable to life's situations.
Yes. When the kids come and want to play a game today, and
that's more important.
Yeah. So I stopped and I played Yahtzee this morning taught them how to play Yahtzee. And the 3 kids are home from school summer break, and we have neighborhood kids down the hall. I've closed the door and told them, be quiet upstairs during this. So far I haven't heard them, but they're a bit older. So now they can kind of take care of themselves and sometimes listen.
Well,
they're kids. They're kids. So
they are. But we are excited about the book. We have a few ebooks coming out that I am currently working on. And I just finished up this summer issue. We are just going through checking links and for any obvious errors. And that will be out, I think, Friday or Saturday. I'll put it out live, because then we also have Tiffany's magazine that will be out on Monday, which I'm working on too. So it is busy right now, but we love it all.
Yes, very busy.
Yeah. But so we're excited about your ebook. And for anybody that's interested in the Siser machines, make sure you follow EllyMae. I put her links in here, and join her groups, because they're full of great information. And with cutting machines, there's always something for those of you that don't use them every day or every week, you come back to it and you go, how do I do that again?
Yes. And I have to say, it's not just me that makes the groups. I have a very great expert. And again, I don't usually use expert very much. They're very experienced and have a high level of expertise in the machines as well. And they're volunteers, and they have helped me for several years. And so one of my admin, Teresa's in London, that gets us through like the 24/7 clock type of thing. We are not always on 24/7, but we do try to answer as many questions. So we do help in there and share the information, because Facebook doesn't always show people the things that I release or that the new tutorials or things like that, or, searching the blog. I have information out there since 2016, but I understand it can be, when you don't know what you're looking for, it's hard to find. So we do help with both the Silhouette and the Siser cutting machines. Like I said, I like to learn new things. So questions from users is how I learn new things, and how I, develop those tutorials and things like that, or ideas for videos, ideas for classes.
Well, even when you click on the 3 little buttons on Facebook and say, I want to be notified about everything,
it doesn't. No, it's very difficult.
It's like, come on.
Yes.
It should be so easy, but
yes. And it changes every single week with their algorithms and their rules and the different things. So the best thing you can do for any person that you follow, whether it's Anne or any of the other authors that she has books with, is to go out and like and comment and heart their stuff. If you're not seeing them and you haven't seen them in a while, search them and make sure you go visit their pages.
Right. Because if you aren't interacting with some of the people you follow, then you stop seeing their post, which
and if no one comments on things, they don't share it.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
And I want you guys to remember to like, share, and comment this video with the hashtag BellaCrafts to be entered for this week's giveaway. We always keep the giveaway open until the following Tuesday at midnight Central Time, so that everybody who's watching the replay has a chance to also win. Because while we would love for everybody to be here live, we know that's not possible. And so we keep it open for everybody. And this week, EllyMae has generously offered to give away one of her workshops.
Well, let's do 2. Let's do 2 classes.
So we'll do 2.
We'll do 2. And however Anne does that, she'll just give me your name, and we'll contact you, and you can have your choice of Silhouette classes on my Teachable site. So one class.
So cool. Yeah, because even if you don't have a Silhouette machine, you can learn something from that class.
Right.
I mean, the software itself is awesome. I mean, I think back in the day when I paid for it, it was only $50. I don't know what it is now.
Well, I can get you a sale on that if anybody's interested. Just leave a comment on this video and I'll link it, because I can get you a deal on that.
Yeah. See, I mean, it is great software.
Or even if you don't have a software, you have no interest in it, even watching techniques in any software program, you can usually take those techniques back to whatever program you are using, and you can use those same things. I do that a lot with these virtual events. I watch everybody's classes and I learn something from them, even if they're using Illustrator, because then I can take that back and I can try and replicate it in the Silhouette Studio software or in the Caesar Leonardo software. So it's always an option,
which is great. And it is good to have all of those options. I mean, we have it because this is our job. It is the industry we work in, and we, have all the things. But we are very fortunate to have all the things.
Yes.
But
we haven't always had all the things. No. We've worked hard to get there. So
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, but you can learn from anything, I think. And that's why even watching, like I watch my friends, a lot of them have YouTube channels, and I will watch those late at night if I'm in here designing, if I'm crafting, if I'm not on the computer working.
Right.
And that works out really well. Isabelle asked about Romeo in the store. We have both Romeo and Juliet at our Hobby Craft branch in Crayford, London, Kent. Thank you, Teresa. Wow.
I think that's my Teresa. It might be my Teresa.
Huh?
It might be my Teresa.
I think it is.
Yes. That is hi, Teresa. That's my admin. She's fabulous, as well as my other admins that help me out in the group, Sarah Clark. And, like I said, they have expertise in both areas, and Teresa creates some fabulous, amazing projects that my jaw drops, because oftentimes, like we talked about, you get into the projects and you want the quick and easy. And she just makes some amazing things that I just love to drool over.
See, so yeah, go in the group so you can see that too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so much that you can learn. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yes.
We are excited about your ebook. I do have the winner for last week. I have not seen her in here today. So last week, Art Foamies was giving away a gift certificate for their shop. Honestly, I don't remember if it was $25 or $40. So I'll let the winner know once I get in touch with KP. But the winner of that is, and I always ask her if I say her name right when she's in here. I have, so let me hope I say it right again. Zakia Tanzel. You are the winner of the gift certificate. So when you're watching the replay, just send me a message and send me your email so that I can get that sent out to you, or I'll have KP send it out to you. And yay, we are excited because we love giveaways. We love to share all of our love for crafting with everybody, right?
Yeah.
And I want to thank you all for joining us in person. And Lisa's not here, but I will say her, to take some time to craft because it's good for your soul. And we honestly believe that.
Yes.
So we will see you, and you guys watch for Ellie's book. We will make a big announcement when it happens.
And if you have any questions, make sure to leave those in the comments. We can review those at it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, and we can get those answered for you. So happy to do that.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone.